Hey everybody, this is Craig Cottle from Nature Reliance School. Today what I'm going to show you how to do is set up basic MSR stove. Today I'm going to be using the MSR Whisperlight International. So on any of the MSR stoves you've got three basic parts. You've got the burner and the fuel line that comes as one unit. You have the fuel pump that attaches to a fuel bottle, and these fuel bottles come in many different sizes. The pump will match the bottle, and these burners come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. I like the Whisperlight International simply because it burns several different types of gas instead of one gas. The one that I'm going to utilize today is basic white gas. The reason I like the white gas is because if you spill on the ground, it evaporates very quickly into the atmosphere. I'm not saying that I purposely ever do that. I'm just saying sometimes that occurs. You don't have to worry about it catching flame as easily, as well as it burns really, really hot, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. So again, this is the burner. When you get it in a package, it looks like this. What you're going to have is it folded up. So you basically unfold it or rotate these burner supports out. And so it's going to look like that when you get done doing that portion of it. The next part is you want to take the top off, and a lot of these tops are child-proof. So you don't make a mistake of doing something like drinking this stuff. Yuck. So basically this piece right here is really easy to fit in there, and then you turn it and get it down in there. Tighten it up. Don't get it over tight. I like to get it just to where it first meets, and I'm done with it. The reason being is that I'm getting ready to pressure this bottle after I put the burner on, and I use this to pressure it. You'll notice that here on the top there's these holes, so if I push, nothing's really happening, so I hold it such that when I'm pumping, no air is coming back out. Now, basically when I put the burner in, I wasted what I just did, but I just want to show you that without this being on there first. This is the valve that'll allow the gas to come out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the burner. So it's real easy to use. Basically, you're going to see how I've got the hook laid there, and I'm going to make sure that this portion of the pump is down. I'm going to press the fuel line in, and I'm going to take that hook up and over until it locks right there. And you don't have to have two logs like this. You can set this right on the ground and this works fine. As a matter of fact, this even runs just fine when it's going uphill. I just have it two logs that are different size. That's why I ended up this way. So basically all I'm going to do now is I am going to pump this up so that the pressure is built up into the pump, and so that fuel will appropriately come through the line, and then I'm going to show you how to prime it and get it lit. So again, just pumping it up. How many pumps? I don't know. Maybe 25, 30. It's going to be plenty enough. And I forgot to count, so tell me, how many was that? We'll do 15 more, just for safety's sake. So I think that's enough. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to barely turn the valve, which is right here, on. Fuel is going to come out, and it's going to fill up this pan. What we want to do is heat this apparatus up so that when it's time to actually get the flame going, everything here is warm and it's easy to get a real good blue flame. What's going to happen first is when I turn the valve on, this is going to fill up with fuel. So I'm going to get the camera up really close so you can see that and see how much fuel comes out. So that's a real close look at the priming pan right here. What you're going to look for is you're going to see all this, which is basically a wick, that it's going to get moist, damp with the white gas as I turn it on. So I turn it on and just watch right there. You'll see it doesn't take very long. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear it start to come through. Hopefully you can hear that. And see, that is it getting full of gas. Now I've got it turned off. So if you let it burn, if you let it flow too long, you get extra gas, and it's not a major problem. It's not going to cause a lot of problem. But what you're wanting to do is you're going to want this gas to burn off so that it heats up the rest of this apparatus in here so that everything gets warm. So we don't want to put excess gas out there because we're just going to sit and watch it burn. Now that we've got the fuel in there, what we're going to do is light it, and you'll see that it's a yellow flame. Very difficult for that to blow out. Now again, I want to remind you that I've got the flame or the fuel turned off to it. One thing that I have not put up there yet, which is probably not the best advice, which is I should have the guard underneath of it so it doesn't catch this log on fire. That's no big deal. We got it there now. Kind of hard doing this with the, now that's the sound we're looking for. Kind of hard to do this on these two different size logs. I'd rather do this here in the woods than on some table inside though. So again, we're just looking for everything to get warmed up. It's basically going to burn off. So there you have it. Just about done, and we're done. So now what I want to do is I want to light it again. I'm going to turn the gas on ever so slightly. Everything's warmed up. So now that I've got that all warmed up and everything's good to go, what I want to do is turn the gas back on ever so slightly and get it lit. And now, unfortunately, you can't see it because it's a blue flame, but we got us a nice blue flame. Got too much going to it, so I got it turned down. Really hot flame going now. So basically what this serves at this point is I can put my pot right on top of here. Woo-wee, it's warm. Put my pot right on top of there and start to cook me some nice victuals. As it's going out, you see a little bit of flame down in here. You can give it a little gas at a time. Fuel will go up into the burner. You want to moderate that. Make sure if it goes out like that, this wind, it's hard to do this in the wind. So now everything is warmed up and lit. We got the gas turned on. You'll hear an audible change. Get that lit, give it some gas. And then you have that real hot blue flame, which is hard to see in these conditions. I'll put this black back there so you can remove that thing. Put this back here so you can see the flame better against the backdrop of black. So this is incredibly hot blue flame at this point. When you're done, just simply turn off the valve. It'll starve it of gas. And you want to make sure that you let all this apparatus cool down before you put it back in your bag. So there you have it. That's the MSR Whisper Light International. One of the things that we're looking at trying to find a good supplier for to sell on Dan's Depot. Fantastic stoves. I've been using those for a long time, good 30 years or something. Maybe not that exact model, but I've got another one that I've been using for at least 25 years and no problems whatsoever. I got that particular one about 5 years ago. Great setup. So that's a real basic skill. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it, and that'll keep everybody safe while we're outside in the outdoors. One of the biggest dangers in backcountry adventure is people getting burned by stoves. It's one of the biggest dangers. It's not the rocks and the cougars and the bears and stuff like that get people. It's themselves using their own equipment inappropriately. So that's a real simple tool. Make sure that when you're doing this, you don't do this sitting this stove right between your legs. That's the burn that everybody seems to get in the backcountry, is burns on the inside of their legs. Mainly because somebody's cold, they're setting up the stove, they do it sitting on the ground right between their legs, and if something doesn't go right or the flame gets too big too quick, then they burn themselves. So hopefully if you follow this video, you won't have that trouble and you'll have fun in the outdoors. So come on, join in, let's learn together.